Hi, Gabby. Can you hear me? Could you hear me, Gabby? Stephanie? What's up, Stephanie? Miss Palmer, are you here? Check, 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 mic check, mic check. Is this thing on? Mic check. That's what I'm just gonna do. Mic check. Is this thing on? Is this mic on? Okay. You better. Gotta get out of your pajamas, right? Alright, thumbs up. Good. What's up, everybody? Happy to see you all again. Okay, so when everyone gets here, we're going to uh I'll, I'm just going to tell you what's on your science test tomorrow, and then I'll ask you some questions that are on it, and that's it. Then I'm done for today with you, and you are free to do whatever you want the rest of the day. You can dance if you want to. You can just put your clothes on and not wear your pajamas, Jacob. What do you think this is? You're supposed to be wearing, like, not pajamas. You wear pajamas to school every day? Do all of you wear pajamas every day? This live should not take long. Probably, I don't think I'll be on more than 20 minutes. And then that's it. I'm done today. Why didn't you sleep, Jacob? You're supposed to be sleeping. I only dance for you when you guys get stuff right, like language, so we didn't get anything right yet. So you gotta do your work to get a dance party. You know how that goes. I know, I saw. Okay. You guys got naps and other important events to get to. Your video games wait for you and everything. Well, I won't keep you from all that napping and video games and television watching. Some of you have such a bad life. Yesterday, my kids were sitting, and they're like sitting in their chairs, eating snacks, watching cartoons, and I was like, they got a rough life. I was like, they got a rough life. They just gotta sit there and eat their snacks and watch cartoons. I'm like, then today they got up and they're like, want to have a dance party? And I'm like, it's a rough life that they lead. It must be hard to be 2 and 5, you know. 2 and 5-year-olds have a hard life. Just chilling out. Lily's taking a nap right now. Just You like spiders, Lily? You scared of spiders or something? Just, you're bigger than it is. Just step on it. Yeah, afternoon naps are good. Let's get done here and then we'll all go take a nap. That sounds good, right? Don't close your eyes right now. You gotta wait till we're done reviewing. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Okay, so tomorrow for your test, you need to make sure that your review sheet is filled out. Okay, so listen. And you could use your review sheet. Shh, stop talking about other stuff now. We're starting to talk about science. Your review sheet, whatever you fill out, you can use it tomorrow for your test. So make sure you fill it out. Also, make sure that you send it in to Miss Palmer with your parent's signature for 5 points extra credit. I'm going to tell you what's on your test, and then we'll do a really quick review. You all can go take your naps and study for your test when you wake up. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you on your paper, it says the flowers that you need to know, but I'm just going to tell you again. Um, the flower pictures that are on there, they look a lot like the flower pictures that are in your science activity book. So you need to make sure you have the right answers. So we should. Miss Palmer sent you a paper that had all the correct answers. So these are the ones you need to know, okay? You need to know what lady slipper looks like, okay? So you need to know that one. You need to know what white trillium looks like. And you can always go back and watch this video again if you didn't get these. You need to know what western red lily looks like. These are the pictures that are in your book that are going to be on your test tomorrow that you got to match, okay? You need to know this one. Hopefully you can find. This is the daisy. You got to know daisy. You got to know black-eyed Susan. You got to know petunia. This one was my grandma's name, but you got to know iris. I'm not typing these in today because they're going to be on here, so you could always go back and look at it. You got to know dandelion. You got to know what a dandelion looks like. This one's easy to identify. You got to know sunflower. You got to know marigold. Goldenrod. And this one was on your quiz. Queen Anne's lace. Okay? Those are the picture ones you need to know. All right? You also need to know the 3 parts of the plant or the seed. That was in your book. The 3 parts of the seed, which is the embryo, and you need to know the job of them. So the embryo's job is that's the new plant. Okay, that's the baby plant, the embryo. And those are all on, if you look in your book, if you want to write that down in your book, it talks about the 3 parts of the plant on page 60. Okay? 3 parts of the plant are page 60. The stored food, the job of the stored food is to nourish the plant. It feeds the baby plant. It feeds the embryo. Okay. And the third part of the plant is the seed coat. The seed coat protects the embryo. Okay, keeps it safe. All right. You also need to know only two birds. You need to know the purple finch, what the purple finch looks like, and you need to know the cardinal. Those are the two birds you need to be able to identify. All right. Let me ask you some questions now. What is sometimes mistakenly called a yellow daisy? I'm going to tell you, these are questions from your book or your test. Sometimes mistakenly called a yellow daisy is a black-eyed Susan. Okay? Sometimes they call a yellow daisy a black-eyed Susan. Okay? Not a sunflower. They call a yellow daisy, sometimes it's called a black-eyed Susan. This is something you guys did read about it. What has yellow ray flowers and no disc flowers? That's one of the flowers I talked about in here. And it's also a weed. That's the dandelion. Good. The dandelion. The dandelion has yellow ray flowers and no disc flowers. That's a dandelion. Okay. Oh, all of you should know this. What's the tall flower that turns its face to the sun? To the sun. That's your clue. It likes looking at the sun. What likes looking at the sun? What plant likes to look at the sun? What flower likes looking at the sun? Yes, Clay. Sunflower. Yeah, sunflower likes the sun. I wonder where it got its name from. Yeah, it got it from looking at the sun. You guys did read about this. I love sunflowers too. A blue flower whose roots can be ground to make a beverage. Does anybody remember reading what was the name of that one? A blue flower whose roots can be ground to make a beverage. And the beverage is something Miss Schmelzel loves to drink. Coffee. Chicory! Yay! Yes, chicory. And it's coffee. They use it to make coffee. Chicory. It's called chicory. They're all writing it in, so you can look and see the answers. It's chicory. Um, what is any plant that grows where you don't want it? Yes, you can. You can put more information on the review sheet. What's any plant that grows where you don't want it? Very good, Gianna. A weed. A weed is any plant that grows where you don't want it. It's called a weed. If you want to add anything we're talking about to your review sheet as you're studying, you can, but you can't use your book, but you can add things to your review sheet. And a poisonous plant, the name of a poisonous plant that you see only at Christmas time is called a poinsettia, okay? And that is spelled Poinsettii. That is a poisonous plant that you see it at Christmas time. It's usually out at Christmas time. All right. Now, when we're talking about a tree, go back to a tree. What part of the tree was another name for its stem? So if you have the tree, so like you have the top part, then the middle part, then the bottom part. What was another name for the stem? It's what? Not the roots, the trunk. Good. The trunk. The trunk is like the stem of the tree. Okay. Um, what was the top part of the tree called? The top part. You put this on a queen's head. So this is what you put on. This is at the top of the tree. It's the crown. Very good. It's the crown. And underneath the ground are the roots. But the roots have two jobs. Remember? The two jobs of the roots are to anchor the tree in the ground and also to get water. It doesn't tell the tree's age, right? What part of the tree, what's part of the tree does tell the tree's age? What part of the tree does tell the tree's age? Anybody remember what, if you cut a tree down, what was that called that you could see? Good. Annual rings. The annual rings are what you can see that tells the tree's age. It also tells the years it was healthy, got a lot of water, the years that it was had a drought. Okay. So that's what it's called. Okay. All right. Which of the following trees is a broadleaf tree? Um, Fir, hemlock, spruce, or elm? Which one of those is a broadleaf tree? Fir, hemlock, spruce, elm. Elm, very good. Elm. Okay, which of the following trees is an evergreen tree? Elm, spruce, oak, maple. Elm, spruce, oak, maple. Good. Sabrina, you got it. Spruce. Spruce is an evergreen tree. What is the name of the fruit produced by an oak tree? And squirrels love them. Acorns. Very good. Acorns. Um, what's the name that describes trees that lose their leaves in the fall? Are they deciduous trees or conifer trees? What kind of tree loses their leaves in the fall? Not a weed. A weed is a plant that grows where you don't want it. Is it a conifer or a deciduous tree? It's deciduous. A conifer doesn't lose its leaves. It has cones. And so it has the seeds are in the cones. You also need to know the parts of the flower, and it's going to be labeled like this. And then you need to know petal, stamen, pistil, sepal. That should be on your review sheet. That you know the parts of the flower. Okay. And the parts of the flower are in your book. I drew it. It's in our class right now because that's like the last thing we did before we left. So make sure that is on page 53. So make sure you know that. Are the leaves of a rhubarb plant are poisonous? That is true. Make sure you know that. Is this true or false? Most seeds ripen and are carried away from the parent plant in the spring. Is that when they're carried away? In springtime? No, false. Uh, what what time of year Do plants usually carry things away in the fall? In the fall is when they usually happen. Okay. Usually plants do this in the fall, not spring. Spring is usually when things grow, and the fall is usually when they are planted and start to be planted in the ground. And spring is when they will grow. Plants which cannot make their own food are called penicillin. Is that true or false? That was on your quiz. Plants which cannot make their own food are called penicillin. Is that true or false? That is false. What are plants called that cannot make their own food? Good. It is fungi. It's a fungi, right? Fungi. Fungi, fungi. Those are the plants. They can't make their own food. They have no chlorophyll. They can't do it. They don't make their own food. Okay? It's a fungi, but he can't make his own food. Sad, isn't it? I hope you all need a tissue. All right. The poison in tobacco is called nicotine. True or false? That is true. It is called. Tomatoes. Kids never know this one. Tomatoes can be eaten raw. It is true. Have you ever had a tomato on your salad? Did you cook it? No. You just cut it up and ate it, right? So that is true. You can eat a tomato raw. Yes, you can. Okay. So it's true. Dormant seeds are dead. True or false? Dormant seeds are dead. True or false? We're almost done. False. Dormant seeds are, what are they? They're alive. They're just taking a nap, just like how some of you want to. They're just not growing. They're alive, but not growing. Okay, they're just hanging out. Okay, they're alive, but not growing. That's what dormant means. Alive, but not growing. But they're not dead. Okay, so that's what dormant means. Let's see. Green plants make their food by a process called pollination. Is that true or false? Green plants make their food by a process called pollination. False. That process is called photosynthesis. Yes, photosynthesis. It's not called pollination. All right, 2 more questions. Plants put out carbon dioxide into the air for us to breathe. Is that true or false? Plants put out carbon dioxide for you to breathe. False. What do they put out? What do plants put out for you to breathe? What do plants put out? We need plants. Without them, you're not alive. I'm not alive. What do they put out for you? Oxygen. Yes. You are breathing out carbon dioxide. For them, they're putting out oxygen for you. Okay? Braxton, it's petal, stamen, pistil, sepal. Petal, stamen, pistil, sepal. I don't know why you are stuck on that problem when you can look it up in your book. You're not paying attention to any of the other ones we're doing. You got to stay with me. You could ask at the end of class, but I don't know. I hope you've been listening to all the other questions. Okay, last question. Green plants can make their food because they contain chlorophyll. True or false? True or false? Great. True. Plants can make their own food through a process called chlorophyll. All right. So your job is to make sure you study. If you want to add questions to information on the back of your review sheet, that's fine. You can. You want to draw pictures of plants and put them on the back, you can. You can't have your book, but you could trace flowers and put them back there if you want to. And whatever helps you on your test. I told you everything that's on there. We reviewed. You know what's on there. So do your best job, and I will see you tomorrow. I love you all, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.